Hello everyone, my name is Karen Dawn Ryder and I work for ECK. Welcome. We've all been there. I think all of you can see yourself in some of the images that we can see above. Bored, tired. Look at the little puppy too. So tired, cute, but so tired and bored. We start a class, we start a project, and we don't finish it. And why don't we finish it? It's too easy, it's too difficult, it's too boring, it doesn't suit our needs. We've all been there, and so we give up. We can call it, sadly, unfinished beginnings. But at ECK, we know how to change that so that you start a project, you start driving, you keep on the road, and you get to your final destination. That's what we endeavor to do so that you do not see yourself in these images anymore. All right, there are 5 main reasons for ECK's reputable success. The first is that we carry out placement testing before the class, before you are put into a level. And this placement test is done in companies for promotion, but it's also done before you start the class so that the instructor knows exactly your level and can fit the class to suit your needs. Secondly, we provide on and off classes. As we know, some people like to go to offline classes. They like the dynamics of meeting the teacher in person or with other students in the class, other learners. Or they prefer to stay at home comfortably in their office and do the class online. If you do the class online, there are probably more opportunities for you to have teachers from other native English-speaking countries, such as we can see, the US, Canada, or Great Britain, which is where I am from England. All right, at ECK, we also teach the 4 skills: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Not just one skill. Many people, of course, want to speak, and we can place lots of emphasis on that. But in order to speak, you have to be able to understand. Not do like me in Korean, unfortunately, when people speak to me, and I just say, oh, ne, oh, yeah, and they think that I understand, but actually I understand nothing. And so in order to be a good speaker and to be able to give feedback on what you hear, you obviously need good listening skills. In business, you need good reading skills to read emails. And of course, you need good writing skills so that you can send back an email that is appropriate to the one that you received. We also provide ESP classes. What is ESP? ESP is English for Specific Purposes. For example, we will train you for the dreaded presentation. You know that feeling, Monday morning you've got a presentation, and not only do you have a presentation, but it's in English. And so you spend all weekend practicing and practicing. Training makes perfect. So we will train you in presentations, negotiations, and business meetings. Many of you have business meetings in English, so that you feel comfortable, you feel confident, and that you will not dread that Monday morning presentation. Fourthly, ECK hires highly qualified instructors and experienced ones who can teach you not only good, correct English that sounds good for you as a person when you are traveling, but also in business dealings. You want to give a good image of your country and your company to other English speakers. So we will train you to speak correct English. And of course, we will let you know about slang words, because that's part of the language too. All right, and finally, classes are dynamic. The teachers are engaging. They engage the students. They make class fun. How many of you can remember classes at school where the teacher went on and on and on, and you had to sit there for 8 hours, so bored? That's not learning. That's not what we want to do. We want to create environments of learning where learning is fun and it's engaging for the people who are doing the learning. So that is our top priority too, to make the classes dynamic so that you are not bored like the little puppy that we saw at the beginning of the video. Your face changes from to. All right, so ECK evaluators are highly trained to carry out testing of the employees. As I mentioned, in companies, there are criteria to get a promotion. So therefore, many companies rely on ECK to test the employees to see if they get to a certain level for promotion that, of course, you all want. We also carry out evaluations, English evaluations, for people who are just going to start the company or applying to the company to see what their level is. The evaluation usually takes about 10 minutes and it has 5 criteria. Of course, pronunciation. Pronunciation is important. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your pronunciation does not have to be perfect. We know that everybody from other non-native English-speaking countries, they have their own pronunciations, they have their own accents. But providing that we understand, it's good enough. An important one for Koreans is the L and the R, as we know that that's sometimes very difficult. So many times people call me Miss Lyda instead of Miss Ryder. The difference between L and R is important. For my name, it's not so important, but sometimes L and R could make a difference. We also listen to your ability to speak in good grammar. Grammar is important too. It gives a good image. If you speak in good grammar, instead of what we sometimes call broken English, if you have good grammar, then it gives a good image. And also, it helps you to speak precisely. Vocabulary is important too. Expanding your vocabulary to use words that are specific to what you want to say is also an important part of being an all-rounded speaker of English. Fluency is important too, because that's related to the dynamics of your speaking. If you are speaking in a very slow way and it's hot and you are tired, the listener is probably going to fall asleep. So speaking at a standard speed is important. Finally, comprehension. In order to speak, to reply to someone, you need to understand what they are saying. So we will also train you in that, and we will evaluate that skill too when we do the evaluations. All right, so therefore Korean companies and international companies rely on ECK to determine the English level of its employees, for promotion, and also for its new recruits. Don't worry, the interview lasts about 10 minutes and it's also very relaxed. We like to maintain the human touch. We are human beings. We are not robots. Not yet. We are human beings. So there is a human touch, and we hope that you feel very relaxed in the evaluations. You know, maybe some of you are thinking, well, do we really need to learn a language these days? Is that really important when we can just pick up our phone and go to an app and the app will translate it, and then all we have to do is just show that image to the person we are speaking to? But that is not what we are all about. Not yet. We are still human beings, and in communication there is not just the language, there are the smiles, there are the errors that we might make, there are the detours that we might make. This makes us human beings, and I truly believe that that is important for a company, to show that it has the human touch with its partners. Maybe some of you are familiar with this scenario. You dial a number and you, in a company, you need to get something done, and what you get is something like, for information, press 1. For more information, press 2. For information based on the information you have received, press 3. For other things, press 4. To speak with a person, press 5. I recommend that you press 5. With 5, you don't get the robot. With 5, you get a person who can understand your situation, your exact situation, your personal situation. And who knows, maybe you can even make a friend when you talk with people, person to person. The human touch is an essential part of communication. All right, so ECK knows that to pursue excellent communications in English will give you a prosperous company. It will help your company to give a good image with your partners, and also not just for your business, but for you. For you, when you travel, when you go on holiday with your friends and family, you can communicate with people. That's what learning is all about. The human touch through learning English with ECK. Thank you.